Hi, my name's Dee, and welcome to Untitled Tarot, and welcome to your new moon reading for the sign in the title below. Because it's a bulk introduction, which you don't have to watch every time, because I would say you really want to watch three of these. You want to watch your sun sign, which is the I am, your rising sign, which is how you are presenting to the world, what is happening in the outer world for you, and you want to watch your moon sign because, of course, it's the moon. It's a new moon. Of course, your moon sign would be relevant. Now, I'm not going to go in for long about the astrology of the new moon. There are plenty of astrologers who have done it far better than I ever could, and all of their shows are posted on my Facebook page for this channel, which link down below in the description. So if you're wanting to know about the astrology of it, you have plenty of astrologers to choose from on there. Suffice to say, it's big. It's a big full moon. It is. There is a stellium in Aquarius. So what have we got? We've got Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn, with Saturn ruling in Aquarius. Now, it is not the age of Aquarius. I don't care what various people say. It is not the age of Aquarius, and as I think, as I've said before, the age of Aquarius will not begin until tropical, i.e., Western traditional 0 degrees Aries is the same position as sidereal Aquarius. At the moment, it isn't. 0 degrees Aries is sidereally some of 22, 21, 22, maybe 23 degrees Pisces. So there's a while yet. I think that's right. I think it's there's a 22 involved in there somewhere. But anyway, it's in Pisces. It is not in Aquarius. However, this is a really big time of Aquarius, and there's no shaking that. We have numerous planetary synodic cycles starting. Let me bring my details up. So we've got just this week alone, and there's been a fair amount over the past few weeks, but just this week alone, I mean, bear in mind, this is all under the Great Conjunction. But we have a new Venus-Saturn cycle starting. Obviously, a new Sun-Moon, but that's a monthly one. A new Sun-Mercury, that's quite frequent. A Venus-Jupiter synodic cycle starting, Mercury-Venus cycle, and Mercury-Jupiter. So, it's very much, this is a new time coming in, without a shadow of a doubt. There's all these new, some of those were the quite, that's all a lot of the personal planets, the inner planets. So they're small cycles, but we've just had all the massive big cycles: Jupiter Pluto, Saturn Jupiter, well, Jupiter Saturn I should say, Saturn Pluto as well. So we know they all restarted before Christmas. Before Christmas? I think they were all before Christmas. I should know that off by heart, shouldn't I? I talked about every single one of them. Now, there is a timestamp below, so you don't have to watch this repeatedly. You only have to watch this on the first reading. It's well worth it. What I want to look at is the angels, the degree angels. Now, I never thought I'd going to be an angel person, but the degree angels are the Kabbalistic angels, who are very traditional, mighty and terrible. So, of course, I'm drawn to them like a moth to a flame. Now, this new moon, 23 degrees Aquarius, that's ruled by Menadel, who most people will be glad to know that he's great for job seeking. So if the economy and the virus and all the economy crash and what have you has affected you, now is a great time to ask for some help in job seeking and redesigning what you want to do next, because that's a lot of this Aquarius stuff. It will exhibit in community with an independent streak, which may sound like a bit of an oxymoron, but I think I've got my head around that idea. Um, so a lot of it is internal right now that you will be later putting into practice. But that is, so Menadel, let me bring up my details here. You'll have to forgive me, I am referring to notes. I don't know all this off by heart. Menadel, as a degree angel, is seen as fearless and presiding over inner and outer work. And there's definitely this theme of the inner and the outer work going on with everything, everything that I've been looking at to do with this. Now, Menadel has been active. Let's have a look. Menadel was active last March and April, which I think was, let me just double check this. I think that was Uranus. Yep, with Uranus at 5 degrees Taurus. And then there was obviously Mars arrived at 5 degrees Taurus in January. And now Menadel is ruling 23 degrees Aquarius. Those rulerships don't change. I know the way I phrase that, it makes it sound like they do change, but no, they don't change. Now, Menadel here is like everybody being ruled by Saturn, so being ruled, in this case, by Luvia. Saturn is the ruler of this chart. If you do rulership chains, everything leads back to Saturn, mainly because everything's in Aquarius. Of course, I'm using ancient rather than modern rulerships there. You could say everything also goes back to Uranus, but Saturn and Uranus are in square to one another anyway, and that is the flavour of this year. That tension, that tradition versus independence. Now, Luvia is all about dialing God and expansive intelligence or fruition, although I couldn't find any more information out from the Dictionary of Angels because he's not in there, or she's not in there. But what I actually want to look at is Mahasea. Now, Mahasea rules 22 degrees Capricorn. So as you know, that had a lot of activity this last year. So today, or rather on the new moon, Mahasea is ruling the North Node. So is being ruled by astrologically the angel Rael, who is representing Mercury, or Mercury's degree, but again, then in Aquarius, ruled by Saturn, therefore ruled by Luvia in this chart. Now, Rael is about removing hatred, liberation. Rael helps to remove obstacles and impediments and to live in a universe without boundaries. Now, if that is not an Aquarius flavour, I don't know what is. So that also is just that one step less abstract than what Luvia is about. Luvia literally seems like it's channeling the divine plan that down into a way that not that we can understand, because we're never going to be able to understand that, but at least that something may be able to understand it. But Mahasea, as I said, was in control of 22 degrees Capricorn. So last year, that's Menadel's history I'm looking at. Last year, Pluto was there. Jupiter crossed over it. Mars crossed over it very, very briefly. And basically, Mahasea was busy going from the 1st of January last year, because that's where my records start, that I've got programmed into my database. Then it was active from the 1st of the year to the 19th of January. From the 16th of March through to the 21st, again in July for a couple of days, then 5th and the 6th, and then the 10th of July, all the way through, and this will be through Pluto, all the way through to the end of November, again on Christmas Day, again on New Year's Eve, I notice, and then, okay, my records aren't complete, but that's what I've managed to dig out so far. Mahasea has been doing a lot of work with the energies of Pluto, with, as that energy of Pluto was deconstructing and doing what Pluto does, Mahasea was adding her flavour to it. Then Jupiter crosses over, giving that boost to the Mahasea vibration. Then Mars. So giving that kick in the pants to the things that had already been set up. And now the North Node. This has all been constructing stuff regarding our density. Well, yeah, our density, if you speak New Age hippie stuff, but our destiny. Deconstructing things, reconstructing things, building things, changing structures, removing and rebuilding structures ready for this whole new time. Now, what is Mahasea's vibration? So Mahasea is about healing and rectification, setting things right. He's a seraph. He's part of the Sephirah of Kether, so that the highest Sephiroth, and he answers to Metatron, and he's a fire, represents fire. And planetary angels are Neptune and the Sun. His name means Saviour God, apparently. So this is what everything is slowly being built up. Hopefully that's expressing in all of us and all of our lives, where this Mahasea's energy is creating, building and moving and getting us to a place that is going to be better. That's the hope. I mean, obviously, it's reliant upon our cooperation to this, with this, and our openness to it. But it is really the way his focus has shifted from smashing things to now, okay, destiny, this way, I think is really quite beautiful. Now, what other information have I got about Mahasea here? He re-establishes the order of the divine in your life, makes it possible to live in total peace and joy, and to enjoy the simple things in life, and can help you into schools of learning where you can pursue forms of initiation. Now, that peacemaking energy is going to be very, very useful, because there's also all the divisions are being highlighted to us, but they are being highlighted because of this healing process. Now, what I want to look at is the symbols for 23 degrees Aquarius. So I'm going to start with the Sabian symbol, which is a man turning his back on passion and teaching from his own experience. So this is talking about someone who has been fighting their good fight, whatever it is, or having their obsession, and then all of a sudden they're suddenly going, I've learned so much from this, I have to pass this knowledge on. So they're transferring from, to be facile, but it would work in today's culture, from being an active social justice warrior to training active social justice warriors, would be one way of looking at it. I mean, you could replace active social justice warrior with carpenter, and oh no, that's still got that vibe, hasn't it? Okay, plumber, and it can, the message still holds true, but there's this sharing of information, this allowing those who don't know to find out and know, which I think, especially after focusing more on setting things right, we're going to need to know how to do lots and lots and lots of things. But what is really interesting is the inside degree, or the Chandra symbol. So we have a large brown bear picking and eating apples. It's like, okay, yeah, what? But the interpretation of this, I'm just going to read it straight out because you'll see why when I get towards the end of it. Gross indulgence and a conscience that just won't quit, saturating your energy field with exaggerated gestures of capitulation to your own lower nature. But you do this in a continual ironic juxtaposition to an observing intelligence and a keen conscience which deplore and have no use for your own shenanigans. So you're literally stuffing your face with chocolate while another bit of your brain is going, why are you eating all of that chocolate? It's not going to do you any good. So being split between the compulsive and addictive personality and the dispassionate and icily removed consciousness. You're trying to turn yourself around by alternately binging and reforming, a bit like crash dieting. But each binge triggers a reaction of the other side of mind, and each renunciation and reformation in turn triggers a further reaction from the first piece of mind. This dialectic between being bad and being good is all on the pro and con level of the dualistic mind. The only hope in this pattern lies in wearing out both ends, so that a third place can open up in which neither acting out nor becoming exemplary is all that's necessary. You do what you do, and you see it the way that you see it. And all of the self-conscious overlays and each and every self-manipulation in whatever direction dissolve when the space is clear. So I know that I've mentioned on previous videos about how very divided we are in society nowadays. It doesn't matter where in the world that you look, there is divisions rampant, whether you want to say Democrat, Republican, Brexiteer, Remainer, look at Myanmar. But this energy, that symbol, that idea of wearing out both sides while we are learning how to do things better, because those who have a time to teach now are led to actually teach and teach everybody else, whether it is how to get in touch with your angels and how to get in touch with God, or how to sort out a septic tank and sort out your plumbing, or carve a chair, or recycle whatever, or change the way that you're fishing, farming, hunting, what have you. All of these things, the very structure of our economy, as we know with the virus, is under question at the moment. And so there is going to be, and there is already to a certain extent, if you look at the right websites and email newsletters and what have you, a absolute cacophony of good ideas about how to move forward. All of this under the watchful eye of Luvia, who, let me see, what was the phrase again? Who has an expansive intelligence, brings things to fruition, and knows how to dial God. So I would say that in itself is a superpower. So if you if you are a fixed sign, I've forgotten, where's my cheat sheet? Aquarius, let's have a look. I don't want to say it because I don't want to get it wrong. And it's not on my, fixed signs. Here you are: Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, or Scorpio. On a basic mundane day-to-day level, you can expect to get affected by this stellium through conjunction, through square, through opposition. but pretty much it's going to affect all of us. This is a global thing. The last time this sort of stellium in Aquarius occurred was in 1962. And we know how pivotal the 60s were for creating a shift in our society, even if things seem to have shifted back since then. So if you are familiar with your chart, if you know your rising sign, and if you don't, there is a link, well, there's two links in the description down below for where to get a free birth chart. Have a look which house Aquarius sits in for you. I use whole sign houses, if that means anything to you. So for me, it's all in the 8th house. Or if you go by my sun sign, it's all in my 12th house. Oh, I'm expecting plenty of revelations coming along. And I must admit, my astrology studies have been just going, well, my degree angel studies, let's put it that way. I keep having moment after moment of, oh, I can do it this. Oh, I didn't think of looking at that. Oh, and what does this mean if I look at this? So there's like revelation after revelation already. And the new moon isn't even here yet. But there's whichever house you Aquarius is for you, that's where you can expect quite a bit of activity. If you've got natal planets in that area, opposite to that area, or basically in the cardinal signs, that will this stellium will have an immense personal effect. And again, that all sounds like random things, but go to the link Astroseek or Cafe Astrology in the description down below, and get yourself a birth chart, and hopefully you'll make more sense of if what I'm saying sounds a little obscure, because I'll hold my hand up. I'm only just starting to understand the houses in this last 6 months. Before then, I was just like, I don't know what they're talking about. Right, so I've done the saving symbol. I'm just checking my notes. So remember, this reading is a general reading. So general reading rules apply. It should mainly be there as a confirmation for you, or just something for you to mull over. What I would, never make your mind up on what I say. Just take it under advisement and then consider it, and then make your mind up, but don't just do it because I said do it. Even though I have already done a reading for this new moon where I'm telling somebody to just do it. But, it's still your choice, not mine. Now, what I would like you to do beforehand is ask a question. So especially really with this, ask a question that relates to how you interact with your community, or relates to obviously new moon, new beginnings, or entire new directions of life, because it's such a big event. This, unlike last year where it was event after event after event, this year, this is the pretty much biggest one. And other than Saturn square Uranus, but that's going on all year. So, there isn't like a whack bang like there is with this one. So take a moment, think about all of the questions that are around you. Focus on one of them, but be aware of all of them, because the cards will answer whatever they choose, and not necessarily what you or I think are the most priority of questions. So as ever, please do the good YouTube stuff. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Subscribing to the channel really, really does help. Then again, so does the like button. But more importantly, comment. Let me know once I get to the reading, what you, if the reading is good for you. But also let me know what you think about my view of looking at the degree angels for the astrology, because, well, I'm going to keep doing it because I find it absolutely fascinating. But I want to know, should I just shut up about it and do it in private, or should I continue talking about this stuff as I get to learn more? Because, again, hold my hand up, I'm a total beginner at this. So I think that's everything. So timestamp will be for now. And let's get on and have a look at your cards. Okay, Pisces. Of course, if you are Pisces rising, this is all occurring in your 12th house. That's the area of your life that is overwhelming, where you are yielding to a greater cause or power, where you are discovering your more spiritual aspects, the deep secretive nature of things. Um, Go and Google the 12th house, because it is deep and it is transformative. It's I suppose you could say Plutonian to a certain extent. And if you're Pisces Sun, then it's your solar 12th house. The same may hold true. Maybe a little bit more about how you are considering yourself rather than how the world is seeing you. Um, and if you're Pisces Moon, then you can expect to really dive inside yourself for a while. And the cards are sort of reflecting this. I was going to say that they weren't, but I'd be lying because they are. So, where you are at the moment, there's something you're forging ahead with. There's something that you're forging ahead with, and you know that you're going to need strength to actually carry on with it. To it's going to be an effort. Like if you was to do a Tough Mudder, you know very well that from the minute that whistle goes or the gun goes or whatever it is, that it's going to be hard work. Um, but I also feel that there's a sense of joy with that and a sense of this is essential, this is survival. Um, Now, I don't mean survival as in, oh my God, we won't eat tomorrow, survival, or oh my God, the alien robots are going to find us any minute and kill us, survival. I'm I more mean a survival of this is how I be me. This is how I can go forward to be me. And you may notice I put two cards on the middle because that strength card wanted to go in the middle, but when the cards fell out, the King of Wands wanted to go in the middle, and I'm biased. The King of Wands is my favourite card. So, being the Pisces Sun, so it's like, yeah, you're going in the middle, mate. Um, there's, but there's a moment of you are really taking action right now to something that you appear to be dedicating yourself to because you've maybe not dedicated yourself in the past because you've been feeling trapped. We have Three of Cups clarified by the Devil card here. Now, the Three of Cups, I'm not feeling anything bad about that at all. But the Devil card, I'm really drawn to the entwining tendrils of the rose. So yeah, great. It's got rose on top, but it's covered in thorns. It seems harmful. So you had great friends, but you were trapped by something, and you were trapped by some sense of conflict, either with a person or with yourself. Five of Swords with Sabnok. Now, Sabnok is all about protection. So, Sabnok builds high towers, castles, and cities. Um, and I'll leave it there. I don't need to read the rest of it out because it's not relevant. It's great at afflicting your enemies, though. So I almost feel as if you were feeling trapped by the need or the feeling need to protect yourself or feel like you are protected. And that influence seems to have disappeared. There is a chance to build a good structure here, but you are going to be faced Devil on the bottom of the main deck, Ten of Pentacles on the bottom of the clarification deck. So you can build a good structure here with what you are trying to achieve. But there's going to be some cold hard truths that you're going to have to face in the journey of that. But I think this is something that you're aware and that you were committed to. The other reason that I say this is all of the oracle cards. So I'm going to start off with the Hydra, who is giving you challenges. Remember, cut off one head and two more shall take its place. Um, there is something that you are facing that is going to get you into tip-top condition. I think that's the best way to put it, and look at it, because from the wisdom of the House of Night, we have the High Priestess of Air. My phone's moved. And the fledgling. Now, the fledgling talks about you are going to have new experiences. If you pull this card, new experiences are coming your way. You're going to learn new things. Learning new things, not always great. Not always the most pleasant of experience, but it's something that you can go through. And it's something you have the strength to go through. And with that Ace of Wands, King of Wands strength card here, you have the determination to go through, because your eye's on the prize, whatever the prize may be. You know where you're going, and you are being quite strategic about it. And the good thing with this Seven of Swords is that I don't feel that it's not the lies and secrets, unless the secrets that you've been hiding from yourself and you suddenly go, oh, that's the only type of secrets that I've got here, because he's completely ignoring those last two swords, but they won't escape his notice for long. Now, the High Priestess of Air talks about be very, very logical. So this should be easier for us Pisces during the fact that everything is in air, everything is in Aquarius. I mean, okay, not everything. Taurus, Mars, Pluto. Sorry, Uranus, Mars, Pluto. Uranus and Mars in Taurus, Pluto in Capricorn. But pretty much everything else is in air. North Node in Gemini, yeah, that's all about thinking and mentally dissecting and labeling and identifying. Anyway, so even North Node is helping with this, because it's something that you are being called to work at, and work at hard, and work at a lot. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. I don't think that you actually don't like that idea. I think you do like that idea. This is someone who is carving into a building something that will appear on a show like Ancient Civilizations 40,000 AD. It's going to stand the test of time. That's what I feel from these efforts. And value will be seen. Six of Pentacles here. Value will be seen in it. Although you do have to maybe avoid debt issues in either direction. There's an element of neither a lender or a borrower or a B, but there is a sense with this particular Six of Pentacles that you know what is valuable, and that you know what and who are worth nurturing. So if you are donating money to a cause for somebody else, that's fine, because you see the value in what it is that they are doing, or you see the value in them being able to eat. It's because we've also got, where is it? A time to give rather than take. New Moon in Virgo. But focus, I don't think, is something that we have to worry about too much, because your eye is definitely on the prize, and you just need to make sure that you know what direction you're heading in. But these secrets, these uncomfortable truths that get revealed to you, everything of that, I would say this too shall pass. We have Remph, the Angel of Time, who also appeared in the last reading, or the reading before that. So it was in Capricorn or Aquarius. And I said this too shall pass. But with Remph, his message is all things burn to ash eventually. Cheerful. But I also feel that that's a wonderful thing. Fire is transmutation. I mean, I know we're a water sign, but that all things burn to ash releasing some form of essential quality. So, this is just a stage that you are going through. And even if you are faced with some harder truths, then that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Because I do get the impression from this, the only person that's hid them from you is you anyway. So it's not like there isn't a bit of you that doesn't already know. Um, and other people are, they're a little disappointed. There's someone around you who may be a little bit disappointed about how you've changed or longing for a previous version of you. But you are able to give them the information to like the new you anyway. And if they can't accept it, oh well, goodbye. And that's as much as it's a time to give rather than take. You can't accept the new me, goodbye. Survey says, So, hopes and fears, Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Swords. I feel that whatever your aim is, that you have a wonderful clarity about it, which is relieving as well, because being a Pisces sun, we've had all this huge astrological activity, and we're supposed to be redefining this and reworking that and re-examining this. And yeah, I've done redefining, reworking, re-examining, and my goals have not changed once. How I'm going to achieve those goals may have changed, but my plan arrived last year and I'm sticking with it. So there's almost there's a bit of me going, am I missing out taking advantage of all these really powerful transits? I think I've managed to use the transits to fuel my plan. So you may be in a similar position to that, because this plan, it's current. It may have been around for a while. I don't know. You may have just started it with the Ace of Wands. You may have just started it, but it may have been around for a while, and that Ace of Wands is the energy that's keeping you going forward with it. Now, what Spirit's bringing in? A choice, Two of Wands. In fact, two twos, Two of Wands, Two of Cups. Hey, hey. But, okay, angel number 22. That's a good thing. Whatever it means. I'll have to look that up later. But there's also, I love this particular Two of Wands, because it's almost like you are synthesizing two different forms of energy into one thing. That you are, yeah, that's the best way I can put it. That you are synthesizing two different forms of energy to a joint purpose. And that's what Spirit is offering you with the Two of Cups. The fact that that union, if you choose it, is successful in bringing those two energies together. And of course, it's the Two of Cups. Hey, hey, you know, there could be maybe there's somebody turning up, or a deepening of somebody that you're already associated with. But to be quite honest, that's irrelevant to this reading. So, but never mind. However, not totally irrelevant. The middle angel card, we have the angel of the miracle of love. I am brought alive by the miracle of love. So again, this strikes me of this whole acknowledging. It's not even assigning, it's acknowledging the value. And it's the value of people, because what I notice is the smile on the merchant's face as he gives the two children some coins. That's not a loan shark that's going to then indenture them for 3 years until they're 18 so they can pay him back. That's someone going, go get yourself something to eat. And feeling good because they know they have provided a meal for that young child who needs shoes. So we have the angel of the miracle of love. We have the angel of power, the power of divine love, protects and enfolds me. So whatever's going on here, again, with those hard truths and assigning value, well, acknowledging value and all of that sort of stuff, I feel that you are protected. With the angel of power, the power of divine love protects and enfolds me, and also with Remph, that whatever it is, it will burn to ash. Good or bad, it will burn to ash. This too shall pass. And then finally, we have an appearance, that's the first time for these new moon readings, we have the appearance of the Archangel Raphael. I am strengthened and healed by the power of divine love. Raphael is a great healer. So there's some things coming through here that offers healing in this month, that offers healing that assists you in your big plan, whatever your big plan may be, whatever your question may have been asking about. So like I say, you're wonderfully crystal clear about it. You're worried that you're having to care for it too much, or that you're not caring for it enough. I think it's more the former than the latter. I wouldn't worry too much about that, because you know what you're like when you've got an idea in your head. You know, you will be caring for it ample. What is interesting though is the last two cards. We have King of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles. Now the Five of Pentacles implies poverty. And there's no church for this guy to go and seek shelter in. There's no sense of that guidance that can come through the Five of Pentacles. But he's sat under a giant mushroom. It's either a very magic mushroom or he's one of the little folk, as I said in a previous reading. Third time this has come out in these new moon readings. He is able to get shelter even in all of the rain, and the rain will end. I love the little lightning strike at the very back. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Yeah, you can. It's almost like the tower lightning strike, but I'm feeling that it's good news, especially since it is clarifying the King of Pentacles. Now, in a love reading, the King of Pentacles, as I've said before, is supposed to be all that. You know, the clothes, the car, the charisma, the position in society, the everything that you want from a person. And he does feel other from the form of his silhouette. So it may be that, but it's your reading, therefore he should be you. So you're coming into a more grounded space, and you are coming to meet aspects of yourself that, although they're dark and just dark, you know, let's stick with the word dark, you are able to integrate them into yourself, and it elevates your stability, I think is the word I want to use. And I don't just mean stability as emotional, because hey, Pisces, but I mean stability as in feet firmly planted on the ground. Someone who, when they act, they can be slow to act, but when they act, everybody knows about it, and there is no stopping them. Because bear in mind, you need to be thinking before you act at the moment. You don't want to be reacting, you just want to be focusing on what you're working on anyway. And then when things come up, just do not react immediately. The other thing I want to say with this 5, and this is enhanced by the magic mushroom, 5 is the number of man, 5 is the number of challenge, 5 is the number of magic. And you've no doubt seen loads of the videos on YouTube where people are talking about the wonderful plant wisdom that you can get from various forms of mushrooms. So there is that guidance there. Now, I am not advising that you go and find a red mushroom with white spots and neck it, you know. Nope, don't do that. It's a really bad idea. but I am feeling that there is that sense of guidance. So it's almost like when you are building a foundation, it takes a while to see that where the house is going to be. For a long, long time, it's just an ever deepening hole in the ground, which can be pretty miserable because it's a hole in the ground. What happens when it rains? Oh, look, it fills up. Now, if we're going to dig it deeper, we need to wait for the water to drain away. So it can, but long term end result, you get a house there. So whatever this is this month, it's all part of the process, and it is everything that you asked for. And I'm going to very misleadingly call this reading that, I think. This is everything that you asked for. You wanted the challenge, even though there may be bits of you that goes, I don't want the challenge. No, I'm fine. I'm really fine. I'm fine. But no, you wanted the challenge. You wanted to grow. You wanted to get stronger, taller, faster, whatever the lyrics of that song is. So this is everything that you wanted. And yeah, it's a slow but sure process. And of course, Two of Cups, Spirit bringing in with King of Pentacles at the end. That isn't such a bad omen either. So if there's an element of, well, hey, there you go. There it is. King of Pentacles. Be happy. But like I say, I feel like that's more you than someone else coming in. But you never know. You could have both. And on that cheerful note, go and watch your moon sign and your rising sign, and don't forget the time stamped. But do all that good YouTube stuff, like, share, subscribe. And this is the last of my new moon readings, so I will see you. Can't remember if monthlies or full moon are out first. I think it will be full moon. So see you at the full moon. Cheers, folks.